Blog Talk Radio.
Allison, Frodo, Chris, Janet, Shirley, B-Money, Byron, Amanda, and Heather. Uncensored and original, rare rock is about to blow. AMCPress.
Well, hello everyone. This is AMCPress Live, and we are live, uncensored and unfiltered as always. And tonight is a special episode with a special guest. But before we get to the special guest, of course, we got to go through our normal people who are on the call right now, which would be our founder, Allison.
Hey.
And Miss Shirley.
Good evening, everybody.
And then our special guest tonight, Mr. Aaron Ozee, is on the call.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Yep. And we've also got our magician creeping in, Miss Janet.
Hello.
And we've got the little Ray girl from Demon Town in.
Hello.
Yes, I do joke around a lot. So,
Yeah,
and we've got
bacon.
Johnny in the
Right.
call.
Cookie bacon. Hey. Hi.
So yeah. So yeah, we've got an interview with Mr. Ozee. Now, should I just call you Aaron, just to be safe?
Yeah, that's completely fine.
Aaron, could you go through and tell the people on the call that what you're all about first, so that we can before we
Of
get
course.
started?
Sure. So everybody, basically, I've self-published 7 books of poetry, and in the past 3 years have established 12 internet-based companies, ranging anywhere in website development firms all the way to advertising agencies. And, I've started off with so little at the beginning of my career as an author and professional entrepreneur, and have achieved so much within the past 3 years, starting back in 2010. And today, here on AMCPress Live, I'm finally going to get a chance to explain my success and to tell you everything, that you need to know about self-publishing, as well as how to become and be a successful entrepreneur.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that's great. Let's get some stuff. Let's get some stuff out of the way first. Can you give us a list of some of the companies you actually own?
Well, currently I don't own any companies. I have started companies in the past, so I'll go over those first. Back in 2010, I had established an internet-based company called My Channel Preview with 2 other colleagues, and them and I had envisioned an advertising agency that would accept links from all over the internet and publish them to a central web page where people can go and visit and click on them, and for every single time they would click on the link, it would contribute $1 to the company as a whole, which would also charge the person who owned the website, of course, and it would eventually turn out a bill at the end of the month. That lasted for about 3 to 4 months. It was a small internet-based venture, but it really taught me how to regulate a website, as well as how to deal with average customers. Going on from that, I later founded a small internet-based charity foundation called Charinex, and that allowed users or visitors to the site to submit ideas to us, or solutions to us that could potentially resolve current world issues. And if we found that their or that their ideas were worth something, which most of them were, we would pass them on to other foundations, and they would work with them and try to figure out how they themselves could be a part of that issue, and try to figure out how they could resolve it through through those other organizations in which we were connected with. That wasn't really a profit grabber. That was more of an experience than anything for me. But it really allowed me to connect with my deeper side and, figure out how, I myself and how others could contribute to the world and resolve, major problems in today's society, such as world hunger or corruption in the government or whatever it may was. We dealt with every single issue at that time. And going on to the most recent company in which I started was called Lumadrone Web Design. And that was my own website development firm that I established in 2012, June of 2012. And basically what I had in mind when starting that company was that I wanted to take both social media and internet marketing services and combine it with website development services into a central package that would be both cost effective to business owners and average entrepreneurs, but as well as compete with other website development firms currently in existence. And I dealt with clients such as the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign War Association, as well as worked with one of my own family members, my uncle, in fact. He currently owns his own beauty salon, and I designed his website and currently do internet marketing for him on an as-needed basis. So that company, unfortunately, was closed as June of 2013, but it has now turned into a freelance position more than an actual business. But still, in a general way, each one of those companies in which I started really taught me how to be a true entrepreneur, and it allowed me to develop my skills as a businessman more than ever before.
Well, that's good. That's a lot of businesses, I'll be honest. My brain's kind of buzzing about that.
Well, over time, it's been kind of my mission to improve on, both myself, but as well as to learn different things and to strengthen my abilities as an entrepreneur. Because, I know later down the line, I will be dealing with other companies and I will be starting other businesses that may, revolve around other industries such as self-publishing, which I'm very fond of, as you may know, or as well as, the computer industry. But whatever it may be, I will have that background experience and that motivation to achieve so much more.
Well, I'm also in behind the scenes from the show. Most people realize this, but we don't really talk about it as much. Besides for this radio show, personally, I'm a CST by trade. So for me, I do computer work all the time. Isn't that right, you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So, yeah. I actually technically own my own business, although it's not really a business with any profit right now, per se, but basically, I do
So
computer
basically
work
you're a
for-
pre-startup.
Kind of, yeah. I've been going for a while now, quite a while. So, yeah.
Well, I know that, you're much older than I am, and as well as everyone on the show may know. My advice to you, just coming from, my personal experience in starting internet-based companies, I just got to tell you, don't stop. I mean, keep on going. I mean, I'm sure that you're on the right track, and if you've been doing it for quite some time, I mean, then just continue to do what you're doing. Because, I mean, seriously, I cannot begin to tell you all these people throughout my life that have put me down and told me that I couldn't do things, and that I couldn't start my own business, and that I couldn't write 7 books, and that I couldn't be a renowned author and entrepreneur. And that all these people made it seem like... Yeah, go ahead.
In this show, I do a lot of on-the-air consultations with technology issues. These guys tell you firsthand, I've done it right on the air. And it's just like people... I mean, this entire group of people that's on the air right now that has listened to my advice is now using the same antivirus on most of their computers because it works.
Mm-hmm.
It was Norton. Norton.
Not Norton.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Avast me, hearties.
See?
Yep.
I love that. It's free.
Yeah, we've all had good luck with Avast, so we've been using it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've been using it since around August. Seems to be working for me.
Yep. So yeah, that's part of what I do is I do the consultations and advice on the show live. So like if I see some technology news that we need to cover, I cover it. We also do, I also do, where I live, I'm actually pretty well known as a pretty good computer person. So I do that too.
Well, I mean, and that's great. I mean, I'm just coming from me generally. I mean, I'm proud of you that you've established yourself so well and that you're achieving so much. I mean, you have no idea how inspirational it is for me personally to speak with another entrepreneur. And you, sir, are an entrepreneur and you are achieving, the best. And, I just want to congratulate you. I mean, that's an awesome achievement.
Well, thank you. Now, I think
you're most certainly welcome.
I think some other people in the show want to ask some questions, so I'm going to open it up right now.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
Oh, sure.
Anyone?
Well, I guess, basically, what, basically, do you have any inspirations on, who, like, maybe who inspired you or what inspired you?
Personally, I mean, inspire me to become an entrepreneur or to inspire me to become an author?
Maybe both.
Okay, well, in a way, they both come from the same source. My inspiration to become an entrepreneur and to become an author primarily came from, paying attention to my mother and seeing how much of a hard worker she was and, paying attention to what my father did for a living and as well as listening to my teachers, growing up. And they really put things into perspective for me because they always told me you need to set your mind forth towards the future and define what you want to do in life. And at such a young age, I felt so mature, and I didn't understand why other students in my class or why my other friends didn't think in the way that I did. And and I just knew that I was different. And I knew that I was able to achieve so much more. And I'm not saying that I was better than anyone. I'm not saying that I was more superior to anyone that I knew or was affiliated with. What I'm saying is that I knew that there was something special about me. And from when it came to writing, at the age of 5, when I started writing just basic children's books, and going up to when I started writing short stories and practicing writing novels and plays, and all the way up to poetry, in which I currently write now and have been writing for the past 5 years. You know, I have learned so much, and I have learned from different people, you know, industry professionals that I've dealt with, you know, in certain business deals, as well as just, you know, close friends that I have worked with on certain projects. But from a single person, I cannot really define where my inspiration came from. For my inspiration in general just came from my life. I mean, everything that I've experienced from the simple age of 5, as, you know, just an aspiring writer, all the way up until now, I've just gathered so much information, and I've applied it so dramatically to my life, and it has allowed me to achieve what I have currently accomplished today.
And to do it at such a young age, as I'm 39, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the big, yeah, go ahead.
Youth doesn't necessarily, in a lot of cases, some youth can be smarter than a lot of people of age. No offense to anyone intended.
Oh, no, that's fine.
None taken.
Because
None taken. None taken.
Yeah, because the truth is,
Well,
you know, I've been at my job for like almost 16 years now, okay?
Okay.
And I know that sooner or later, someone younger than me will come in and know more than I do. But I'm not going to get all upset about it. It's like, you know what? They got more hands on their technology than I have when I started here. So it's like, it's a given.
No matter, there's a saying that no matter how good you think you are, just remember that there's always someone out there that's better than you.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, yeah, I mean, and you know, I know that there's other people out there that have, you know, had more experience than I have, and I know that there are other people out there that have gone through what I have gone through and have achieved more than what I have already achieved. And I value that. I look up to every single person. I look up to my teachers. I look up to adult friends. I look up to my parents. I look up to my other family members. I look up to everyone. I look up to you guys. I mean, you guys have achieved so much. And you guys are here on AMCPress Live right now. You know, you guys, you know, are, you know, going in your own direct paths. And you're achieving success in your own way. And I value that so much. I mean, yeah, I mean, I have achieved moderate success within the self-publishing industry, and I have become, you know, moderately successful as an entrepreneur, but still yet, at the end of the day, I'm only one person and can only achieve so much. And over time, in the future, I will continue to achieve more, but with the help of people like you, because you guys will really put things into perspective for me in years to come. Because you guys will have the wisdom. You guys do have the wisdom. And when I listen to you guys, as well as other people that I've known throughout the years, it really allows me to learn and gather information that I can apply to myself as both an entrepreneur and as an author. Because improvement is endless. I can never stop improving. And I will continue to improve for as long as there are people in this world like you wonderful people.
Well,
Yeah,
and,
basically, that's how life is a continuous learning process. So
all of us have been in here various amounts of time. Heather and Allison are the two originals. They've been here since pretty much day one. Of course, Heather's had her hiatus for a while, but, you know. And then me, I came in an episode. Go ahead, Heather.
I was about the movie this past year, so everything was kind of up in the air for me.
Yeah, and then I came in on episode 11, and then Shirley and Janet came in together. I think it was in episode like 57 or something.
yeah, it was on my birthday.
I think so. We both came in on November 1st of last year. wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, November 1st last year.
And then our newest member of the show is Mr. Johnny, who just joined the show officially on September 30th of this year, but he's been a fan of ours for a long time.
He's
I've been transitioned.
So that's where we stand with our co-hosts here.
I'm just enjoying the ride over here.
Yeah, I mean, and I've started to listen to previous episodes in which you guys have aired, and I gotta say that what you guys are doing is absolutely wonderful. I mean, you guys are covering, newsworthy stories that aren't really discussed in the mainstream media, and you guys are reviewing, things that need to be discussed, and that's what's so cool about what you're doing. I mean, I think that here at AMCPress Live, I think that, you're expanding so much as a station, and that you're connecting with more people than you can possibly imagine. And in my eyes, and, in my heart, I feel as if that's the most gratifying thing in this world, is to, is to train other people to do what you do, and is to share your opinion openly. And that's what you do here at AMCPress Live. And that's what's so fantastic about about the radio station's mission.
Well, it's not just our mission, though. We have to also give a lot of credit to the show that actually gave us the inspiration to start this, and that would be Uncensored Radio. They are also on Blog Talk Radio, and they run about an hour or so before us. But they do a lot of the same stuff, but they also have a lot bigger names backing them up. For example, Sleek Fate and Katrina Johnson and Karen Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
So, wow. And we've had Karen on the show.
You forgot one other person that has a huge role within Uncensored Radio, Jake Peplin, Roseanne Barr's son.
Jeffrey Emmett.
So, I mean, we do because we took a lot of inspiration from them. We do what we love. We do this because we love the fans. We love the people who listen to us. We love, to us, this hour that we're together isn't like anything more than a bunch of friends sitting around a table having a chat, That's pretty much what it boils down to. Even though we've made it into a business, it's still a fun thing.
I made it.
And I put in over 50 hours a week at least. So you can't just deny the man hours that you go into the show, into the blog.
Me and Allison put what people don't realize, and I don't think anyone even realizes really, even me and Allison, me being called the director, Allison the founder, we do a lot of work on the outside. Today I was kind of tired and I slept a little bit. But if I'm not asleep, I'm usually doing something, thinking about something for the show, And
it's always on your mind.
Oh,
yeah. It's something, and me and Allison will call each other about once or twice a day at least and discuss different subjects that are going on, whether it be with her life or stuff going on with the show or whatever we need to take care of.
You guys never call me anymore.
What, chopped liver? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't feel bad, Heather. Don't feel bad. Let's get back to the beer of this episode, please. Let's not focus on...
No, but Aaron, I do want to do one thing quick. And I kind of want you to be involved in this one, if that's all right, because this one is a news story that's been out. And, yeah, I know we're taking up some of your time for a news story, but this is a pretty big news story. Would you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Nelson Mandela has passed away today at the age of 95.
Wow.
Hadn't he been in ill health for a while?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he has been.
He had been in ill health for quite a while. But you know
But,
what?
you know,
He did a lot for his country. I'm trying to
And
think
the world.
Yeah.
The
Trying to think of
world.
a suitable person to compare him with.
I mean,
think
honestly,
he should be compared to anybody.
just in my opinion, I think that Nelson Mandela was one of the most inspirational people of this century. I mean, he did so much for his country as, most of the people, who know him, as who he is, who he was, and they really, idolized him as a leader and as, an inspirational figure for all, not just, me, not just for, you guys, not just for, my neighbor, but for everyone worldwide. I mean, and he really contributed to, the world's, the world in general, and really gave back, and made sure that by his passing, he left in good terms, in which he did, and he will be remembered for as long as there are people on this earth. And that's what's so fantastic about Mr. Mandela. He will never go away. His image will forever remain in society.
Right.
I could see him being he brought humanitarian issues into life.
yeah, and like our standard, how we view things in this show, we believe in 100% equality for every single person. So when we talk about like being equal and being fair for all, including those that may have beliefs of different belief structures or are of different sexual orientations, we mean it. We believe that everyone has the right to live the way they want to. That's how we are.
I mean, and that's what's so special about, this life. I mean, we're able to freely make decisions as individuals and, succeed in our own ways and make sure that, we travel throughout our days in the way that we want to. There's no one standing next to us and telling us that, hey, you need to do this. If you don't do this, you're never going to make it anywhere. No one should be allowed to do that.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, even going back to what I was saying earlier, when I was growing up, there was a lot of people who told me I couldn't, do what I did. There was a lot of people who said, you know what, you're not good as a writer, your vocabulary is very dull, you write too simplistically, you will never be able to write a book. And you know what, that didn't stop me one bit. I continued onward, and I accomplished it. I accomplished what I did. And I didn't sit around talking about it. I didn't sit in high school saying, you know what, one day I know that I'm going to be an author. I just went ahead and did it because, you know what, you're never going to get anywhere in life if you just sit around talking about it. You got to go out there and do it.
Right.
I've got a question.
Exactly. You can't wish for it. You got to work for it.
I've got a question.
Yeah, I mean, you have to put, sure.
Okay, you take a look at Stephen King or even Shakespeare. Did they do good the first time they started out? No, they had to work for it. Stephen King probably got rejection notice after rejection notice till he finally hit it big with his book.
And
this
he
first
did.
one probably didn't do good. Likewise, Shakespeare or any other famous author.
J.K. Rowling, she was...
There you go, for example.
Uh-huh.
J.K. Rowling was denied up to about 5 or 6 times before her first Harry Potter book was published.
Because the publishers are saying, kids are not going to read these big books. Wrong.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, that's why.
Start off small, work big.
I mean, and I mean, I have very specific authors that I idolize. I mean, one of them is Sylvia Plath. She's a poet. All of you may know her. Robert Frost, Edgar Allan Poe, and most importantly, the man whom of which got me going as a writer at such a young age was Stephen King, because you know what? I relate to him so much. I saw how much poverty he had to deal with while growing up. He didn't grow up in some fancy town. He didn't have money backing him up wherever he went. He had to work for it. I mean, he submitted story after story after story for months and even years until he got published initially. And luckily, he wrote Carrie, and, he was offered $2,500. $2,500 he was offered for the rights for Carrie, and he could not believe that someone was willing to pay him for something which he loved to do. And immediately after that, the book became so popular to where Doubleday, the paperback publisher, had offered to pay Stephen King $200,000 for the paperback rights to Carrie. And that right there was the motive that got Stephen King going, and it really, forced him to achieve more, because he knew that if people were willing to pay him for what he loved to do, there would be no greater job than that. And he continued to do it, and he still continues to do it to this day.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fantastic about that.
Stephen King, when his first movie came out, he wasn't expecting any of his books to become movies. He was surprised when they bought the rights to Carrie. I think Carrie came first. I'm not exactly too sure.
Yeah, Carrie was the first book in which he wrote. Well, I mean, he wrote other novels going out of high school and going into college, but but the first major novel that was released and was tethered to Stephen King's image was Carrie, and I believe that was the first movie that was created too, off of one of his novels. Then other movies such as Pet Sematary, and other the Storm of the Century. Those movies followed within the years following to that.
Yeah, I love Storm of the Century.
Oh yeah, it's an amazing book, it's an amazing storyline, and it's one heck of a movie.
Yeah, Firestarter had to be one of my favorite movies that was written by Stephen King.
I'll tell you what, with Firestarter, the book was better than the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to directly respond to this because seriously, whenever I read a book, no matter how long it may be or short it may be, no matter what, there's still immense literary value within it, and I can get a picture of what's going on more than what a movie can display before me. Because, yeah, it's good to sit in front of a television and watch a movie that's been, created on, based off of a book, and not have to read the book at all. But you're not really getting the entire picture, because if you read every word, if you study the writing style that has been utilized to compose such a piece, and really relate to the author, whom of which wrote that piece, you won't even want to watch the movie. I mean, you won't even have to, because you know what? You can visualize the story in so many different ways and view 10 movies about the book. 10 movies in which, you would have never even thought possible to actually be produced and released, out of Hollywood. And that's what's so amazing about books, because, like most people say, a picture holds 1,000 words. In my opinion, a single word, a single sentence, even a single paragraph can, lead to 1,000 different possibilities. Yeah. And that's what's so amazing about literature. That's what's so fantastic about being a writer.
Yes, exactly. I'm a writer myself. I have several books on a website. I haven't sold anything, but they're fan fiction that I wrote clear back in high school that I changed into digital book format. It's on bookricks.com. I can find the web address. But it's, I've always loved writing myself. And to this day, I don't think I'll ever give up writing. But sometimes you just get into a slump and you don't know what to write next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the thing is that, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, I mean, sometimes, you know, I'll be writing, you know, a new poem, and it will just come out. It will just pour onto the paper. You know, I don't, you know, I mean, sometimes I'll have writer's block, and I can't really think of what to write. But if I'm in a mood, you know, a particular mood, or if I'm in a specific place, or within a certain moment that I find to be inspirational or exuberant, I'll immediately grab a pen and paper and start writing down what I feel. And eventually, it will be, it will, you know, conform into a poem. It will be made into a poetic piece that I can, you know, memorize and that I can see as, you know, work of art. Because, you know, yeah, artists, you know, who paint pictures or, you know, sketch on a daily basis are true artists. But us writers, like you and I, are artists as well. You know, poetry is an amazing art. Even though it's a dying breed of writing, it's still around. It's still existing in today's society. And, you know, it's not used as much as it should be. And, you know, but anything, any kind of writing, being writing novels, writing plays, whatever it may be, it's so fantastic to actually take your own thoughts and your own beliefs and put it into words and allow other people to read it. It's just it just blows my mind, and it has blown my mind ever since I began writing stories back when I was just 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I know at one point I was writing fanfics on a cartoon for about, I think, like 6-7 years straight. But then I had a brick wall, and then somebody introduced me to National Novel Writing Month about, I think, 5 years ago. And I tried it for the first time in 2008 and didn't quite make it. Then in 2009, I said, okay, I mean, I can do this. Write a novel of at least 50,000 words within the 30-day span in November. I'll put it this way. This year, I finished for the 5th year in a row.
Yeah, but
wow, that's amazing. Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I did it about 2 weeks. You did it finished the 50,000 words up about 2 weeks before it was over.
Yeah, I actually made the 50,000 this year by the 16th. But that's
you know
nothing. I know somebody in our little group. He actually wrote 200,000 words.
Wow, that's amazing. That's outstanding. That's just unbelievable. That just blows my mind.
Me personally, I don't write all the time on our blog that we have, but when I write, I usually write something that has a little bit more than a passing meaning. Most recent blog entry I wrote was about what was it? The pitfalls of social media in today's world.
Okay.
Because people post up crazy stuff about celebrities dying. Like, I've seen at least 15 times, oh, Mr.
So-and-so.
Jackie Chan is dead. And I'm like, God, I just decided to make a post saying, you know, don't believe everything you see. You know?
I mean, the whole event of Mr. Paul Walker, God rest his soul, you know, of him, you know, passing away recently was absolutely tragic. And when people go online and, you know, maybe visit Facebook or their Twitter and say, oh, look at here, you know, look at the autopsy report, you know, being done or that has been done on Paul Walker's body, you know, I mean, that's not really something to publicize and, you know, pass around to others. I mean, the whole point is that, you know, he passed away and just leave it at that. You don't have to dig out the whole concept of him dying. I mean, you know, that's very emotional. I mean, that's a very sincere matter. I mean, and if you expose, the emotions like that, you know, onto, you know, social media, that's just wrong, in my opinion. It's very wrong. I disagree with it completely.
It's like with a Sandy Hook police call. Sandy Hook Elementary was the elementary school that was attacked a year ago.
Yeah, for the Newtown shooting, correct?
They just released the calls that were made to the police station. They're somewhere on the internet. I saw it on USA Today or something like that. And it was just, I don't know why they decided to dredge that all up again after a year. These people are trying to heal. They don't need that. They don't need to hear that all over again.
Yeah. Sure. You're right.
They can try.
As long as we have a morbid curiosity for stuff like that, it will be out there, though. That's the sad thing. A lot of people have a morbid curiosity about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's America for you. I mean, and not just America. I mean, it's every country around the world. I mean, people live for that stuff. I mean, they just want to, you know, like, for example, Us Magazine. They just take pictures of celebrities and write about their personal lives. And people, I mean, that's one of the most popular magazines in, you know, the world. And people just love hearing about that stuff, just love digging into, you know, celebrities' private lives, and just, you know, figure as if what they have going on, you know, behind closed doors is more important than anything else going on in their own lives. And, you know, I find it wrong that, you know, people evade each other's privacy like that. And it's wrong of magazines to print that, because I mean, you know, yeah, I mean, it's contributing to the whole fab of, you know, celebrity pictures and celebrity news, and us American citizens may love that stuff, but you know what? The magazines and newspapers that write about these celebrities don't consider the celebrities' feelings whatsoever. You know,
how about the paparazzi?
You know,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
How about the paparazzi that chase them to get the stories?
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane. I mean, why would they do that? I mean, look
at what happened.
I mean, seriously.
Because of the,
I mean, get a real job.
You know? Take a look at what happened to Princess Diana.
Exactly.
I mean, that was one of the most sincere tragedies of, you know, in, you know, our world's history. I mean, you know, that, I mean, even though they happened in a different country and didn't occur here within the States, it was still tragic. I mean, and it was all over the news. I mean, the various media sources, you know, both here in the United States and over in England, just tore that story apart and acted as if it was just a stunt. But really, it was the death of, you know, a princess.
Two people,
I mean,
not
what
just one,
is
but
that?
two. Dodie and Princess Diana. It was the death of two people.
Oh, two people.
Dodie Fayed and Princess Diana were both killed when that car crashed.
Oh,
That's right.
That's just terrible. It's terrible.
And it very nearly happened to Prince Charles and Duchess Kate when they had their baby. The paparazzi was trying to follow them, and if it wasn't for their guards, who knows what might have happened.
That's a crock of bullshit. The paparazzi, if they want the pictures, that's fine. Wait for permission.
I mean, if the celebrities aren't willingly able to provide pictures for them or to, you know, release personal information, then so be it. I mean, leave it at. Don't try to follow them around through the streets or chase them in cars like with what happened to Princess Diana. You know, give them peace, allow them to be. They're human beings. I mean, they're not gods here from another planet. They are human beings like they are. I mean, and it's just absolutely horrid to what these people do to them. And I believe in my own mind that if there was a way to resolve all of, resolve this issue, I mean, I'm sure that a large amount of people, everywhere, I mean, would do something about it. But the thing is that
we've discussed the celebrities with photos of kids, and
yeah, we have, and honestly, we've gotten to the point where on this show, certain people that are part of the celebrity hit list are kind of unliked by us in more ways than one.
Like one certain thing?
Like one certain celebrity who only is a celebrity for being on porn.
Nah, that wasn't the one I was referring to, but okay, that works too. Okay.
So Aaron, you're probably confused right there what I mean by what I said.
Maybe you could elaborate on it a little more for me.
Yeah, are you talking about Paris Hilton?
Kardashian. That's all I should have to say. Kardashian.
Kardashian. That's what it's called.
Kim Kardashian. Oh, that's, or some of my friends call it the crap dashing.
What's that word?
I mean,
But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I mean, and just in my opinion, I mean, it's I mean, people like Kim Kardashian, like you were saying, are people such as her and like her are being exploited, for the pure enjoyment of the media, and they know that American people are going to love the news about the latest news about Kim Kardashian's baby Northwest, and love to hear the conflict going on between her and Kanye. But in all reality, it's just news. It's news about someone's life. I mean, if true news is that of covering world stories, or reporting on the latest thing in the government, or talking about the economy, not exploiting someone's personal life for the pure enjoyment of people. That's just wrong. I mean, it goes against entirely, it goes against the very Constitution in which our country was founded upon. And it is our right to have privacy. It is our right to have personal sanctuary. And when that right is violated, as it is constantly within the world of celebrities, it creates a very, very strong controversy between, celebrities and the media. And that controversy will continue to exist. And, will probably never cease.
Exactly.
I have to agree, and that's part of the reason. That's part of the reason.
The only way we discuss celebrities are those who are bringing themselves into the media and providing themselves with negative attention.
Yeah, and
they're doing it to themselves. That's all. I see that's one case, one scenario where we're bringing some news that is basically telling people don't think that everything that they're sneaky clean too.
Yeah, I mean, and you're right. You're
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, You know, I mean, yeah, I mean, there is another side to it. I mean, yes, you know, celebrities are putting themselves out there. Like, I have put myself out there with my books. You know, I have received so much criticism from other writers and, you know, from other, you know, publishing houses saying that, you know, my writing is amateur, that that the novels in which I created years ago are not properly structured, and that I, as a writer, you know, and as an author, am not, you know, suited to the industry. But you know what I have to say? What I say is that is your own opinion. That is what you believe. And no matter what, I know that I am succeeding in my own way. And until they actually go through what I have gone through and in what I am currently going through, they will never understand. And same thing goes back to, you know, the celebrities and media, which we were just previously discussing. If those paparazzi people were to actually experience, you know, being a celebrity, they wouldn't know what to do, because they really don't know what their lives are like until they actually go and experience life such as theirs. And you know, that's not a reality. You can't switch lives with another person and, you know, experience what they're going through. They are a celebrity. You know, the celebrities are their own people, and the paparazzi are theirs as well. And never once will they be able to understand how much pressure and how you know, threatened they feel, you know, in, you know, by, you know, society. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, pushing down on them constantly, and it will not stop. It will never stop.
I don't think it will either, and that's the sad thing. That's the sad reality of our life, is that people don't like, you know, people think that certain groups don't deserve any privacy, but yet they demand it from them for themselves. That's just something about that seems a little counterintuitive. Now, granted, I am a supporter of online privacy. I will say that.
And I know how much you actually bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, and to me it just feels like a lot of people are touting this one word, privacy, to the ends of the earth, but then when they don't seem to understand the meaning behind it, and they try and force other people to support their decision to invade others' privacy. I mean, look at what's going on with the NSA.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, even companies like such as Google and Facebook have already considered relocating their servers outside of the United States just to avoid that. And large organizations, you know, and companies like Facebook and Google are, you know, outraged with, you know, certain NSA activities, and want the government to back off. They don't want them to be involved within our everyday lives like they have been. It's not right. I mean, yes, it is, you know, their duty to make sure that we are safe and secure as a nation, but by them overextending that power, it's very unconstitutional. And it will continue to violate our rights as Americans for as long as the United States is, you know, is established. And it's, you know, it's just wrong. It's plain out wrong. And, you know, I wish that, you know, the government found something better to do, honestly. I mean, if they could use that power, you know, in other countries, you know, to spy on terrorists and to protect us, that would be more reasonable. But for them to force all that technology and all that intelligence onto us, are the very people living within the United States, that's just counterproductive. And it will continue to be counterproductive and will not, you know, resolve any of the issues present within the world today.
I have to agree.
I agree. And it's terrible when we know that the government was spying on other people who are in different who work within that are other government officials. You can't.
Look at how the NSA spied on Angela Merkel. I mean, the Chancellor of Germany. I mean, they tapped her cell phone. I mean, that's just outrageous. I mean, and I don't blame Germany for standing up for themselves. I don't blame them for wanting to go, full out war with us. I don't blame them for wanting to separate ties with us, because you know what? If we have the guts to spy on their leader, not like an organization within, their line of government, or to observe one of their branches of jurisdiction, but to actually observe the leader of Germany without her permission, which I would never understand why the leader of Germany would give us permission to do that, but that's just completely outrageous. I mean, I don't even understand why. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand even why our government or why our president would allow that.
I don't understand why anyone would allow it, but yeah,
I mean, that's unacceptable behavior of our government, of our very own government, of the same governing body that's supposed to be protecting us and keeping good relations with foreign countries. But they completely went against that and decided to mess things up for us as, a country, as a world power.
In the end, it could actually come in screw us up, screw us in the end as well.
They can bite us in the butt hard. But I want to say, because we're within about 3-4 minutes of being over with the 60 minutes, unless you want to extend for 30 minutes, and that's really up to everyone else, too.
I wish I could, but I got to get some sleep. I got to be at work tomorrow.
I'm sorry.
Better to do.
But if you guys want to, that's fine.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, I just want to say something. I understand that people, in this call right now, have things to do early tomorrow morning, and I understand that that you guys have lives and that you have things that are required of you, on a daily basis. But I just want to, say thank you for allowing me to come on today and really talk about, myself as both an author and entrepreneur, and I just want to say how wonderful this experience has been for me, and I hope that in the future, we can do it again and discuss even more about self-publishing and entrepreneurship. And because I really hope that both the listeners on this episode right now, as well as you guys, see the value in success. And I know that you guys do, and, I want to continue to express that in future episodes. And, I just want to say one more time, I really thank you for, being patient with me and allowing me to come on today. I really do thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Enough of this much.
It's been wonderful to meet all of you. And I have no doubts whatsoever that we won't meet again, because we will. Hopefully, within the next months here, we can set up another interview, and we can discuss some more things around what we've discussed in this episode today.
Hey, I like that idea. We're down to 90 seconds. My Jane just bitched in my ear, so Of course, for those that want to get a hold of Aaron, can you give us your website on live so that people can look you up?
Yeah, sure, definitely. My website is aaronozee.com. It's AARONOZEE.com. And you could go there and read all my blog posts and see what I'm up to on a daily basis, and read about various accomplishments that I'm currently collecting, throughout the weeks, as both an author and entrepreneur, and, read exactly about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and to survive within, you know, a challenging world of both business and literature.
So, yep, and for us, as always, follow us on itsmyurls.com/AMCPressLive, and I think tonight we're going to have Miss Heather end the episode.
Play us off, Dave.
Allison, Frodo, Chris, Janet, Shirley, B-Money, Byron, Amanda, and Heather. Uncensored and original, Red Rocket's about to blow. AMCPress.
Love
Have a good night, everybody.
People will see you tomorrow for the Friday Freakout.
I'm rocking.
Nice day, Aaron. A nice evening, Aaron.
Yep, you too.
Nice.
Thank you for coming, and we hope to see you soon.
Take care.